and they reestablished financial control, War of 1812. In 1814, we took a little, you see what I'm saying? And then we invaded into Mexico, and they set up the Alamo to make sure they died. The government did, to make sure the people at Alamo died. David Crockett, all of them died, so we'd have a call to arms. That's why they never provided them support. They later settled with the hierarchy of Mexico, by the way. This was all pre-planned, way planned ahead. Now they're getting ready for the Civil War. And you've heard me talk about this before. I won't go there right now because it's going to take up some time, but you've heard me talk about it. It's all pre-planned as in a chess game. As a matter of fact, William G. Carr wrote Pawns in the Game. You can download it, actually, or you can buy it, whichever you prefer. It tells you all about it. But no, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to know. Everybody wants to continue this belief of the first veil, in the veil of understanding, not to get past that first veil. And you think it's hard between the first and the fifth veil. Ho-ho! Try to go into the sixth. Yeah. Then you got to listen to these yahoos like David Icke, Mason, and how they distort it. Oh, he tells part of the truth. 80% truth, like Alex Jones, Lindsey Williams, all them. They'll tell you 80-90% truth, but then they deviate. Will they know they're being used or not? I don't know. Don't care. They need to find out and they need to learn. They're responsible to do that. David Hodges wrote a very good article. I listen to him off and on. He wrote a very good article called Coastal Residents Under Siege, Pentagon Papers, in September 2010. I'd read, Dave interviewed Rosalind Peterson, a former USDA official, regarding the Operation Red Flag, and David Hodges reported Red Flag as a 5-year war game, which is posing enormous and catastrophic health effect for residents of every coastal state bordering the Pacific, Atlantic, and the Gulf. Planned depopulation, a coup d'etat, or a punishing subjugation of the American. Each listener is left to answer the question, and the interview is, you can find it, Dave Hodges, and subject is treason and sedition. Well, it's a good interview, it's a good article. 5-year war game. You know, they're moving reservist headquarters, and they have all these exercising going on that most of you in the know already are aware of. And in November, the FCC is going to conduct some sort of exercise nationwide of the Mercy Broadcast System in November the 9th or 11th or something like that, whatever. They're sneaky little boogers, aren't they? Man plans, God laughs. You see, don't let these people put you in fear, because God is in control. It's going to get a little shaky. This is very true. And it's just a matter of sitting back, and eventually people will realize who's waiting for them. And that be Jesus Christ. They're not ready yet, but they're going to be made ready. November is going to be a busy month. Now you see why I read you about that stock crash. It's all orchestrated in order to subjugate you. And to expedite it, they want you to revolt. Very simple, actually. Let's do another one. That was fun. I say that rhetorically, of course. Ironically, I say it. Let's take the immigration law. Oh, yeah, the anti-immigration. You got 6 of them sitting, where is it they're sitting in the middle? I should know already. Illegals block the street and get arrested. Where was that? Texas somewhere? Where was that? The illegals sat there and they, hell no, oh, sorry. Heck no, we won't go. I get fired up, sorry. Oh, forgive me, Lord, on that one. Heck no, we won't go. Heck no, we won't go, etc., etc. You don't think the Mexican Union didn't set that up? They're leading their people to disaster. They don't realize Aslan is setting them up for a terrible a terrible end. They have no desire. They want to depopulate all of us. Of course, they're going to fail. But here's the point. Illegal immigration. Here we go. And usually I say to some people, are you ready? Illegal immigration is a technique used in order to subjugate a culture. This is Illuminati method. This is what they use. Everybody else is saying, oh, illegal this, illegal that, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're in our schools, they're turning the flag upside down, all so forth and so on, etc., etc. That's what they want, and that's all they see. But there's a lot more to it, to illegal immigration. You see, the principle of using immigration, we did it, 1492. Who was actually occupying the United States, what was to be the United States. Indians, Mexicans. They were here. They were the original immigration. Who immigrated? Columbus. Now, so we're here. Here we are. Well, what do we got? Mexicans coming in. They have an open way to get in. And even the State Department was telling on the Minutemen or whatever they were on the border there, I guarantee you the State Department was relaying their positions and helped set up the Mexican Mafia and the MS-13. I'm going to tell you the principle. The principle is culture A and culture B. You want to subjugate, take over, destroy culture A. So what you do is you make culture B in that country so untenable, so uncomfortable, so in bondage, but allow them a way to escape, to go to, and in country A, you're already working with them because you're in the Masons here, you see, and the Jesuits, so you're setting up in country A, all kinds of neat little programs and all kinds of things going on there that's advisable and that's needed and is, can bring you in and the money and all kinds of whatever, the Statue of Liberty, bring me the tired week, etc. You got the point. So all of country B, they're going to start going into country A. Man, we're getting out of here, Martha. We're gone. We're leaving country B. But no, we're out of here. Yeah, you're right. So they all leave. Okay. Census Bureau. Getting numbers and keeping track of who's there. Here's the principle. If you get about 200 to 250,000 of country B into country A, now you can start activist groups. You can start legislation. You can change legislation. You can change the customs of country A, which will indeed cause what? It will cause strife. It will cause rebellion. And then you form anti-minority groups in country A to go after them, and that way you control both sides. But do those sides know this? No, they don't know this. They think they're being screwed over. They think that this ain't right, and it's not right. But they're both being handled like puppets. They use unions because unions reduces the number of leaders that they have to fool with. Ding, ding. It's called the fifth column strategy. And if that's not so, why would such an intelligent president, such as FDR, in his quote, I'm making no concessions to business or for relief. I have a military machine sufficient to stop any organized revolt. I'm putting my people ahead of all instruments. To hell with American people, as far as democracy is concerned, but the best America with all the aliens possible. He said that quote, 1939. Now, probably won't be the best America with aliens. So be you back. See you later. You had $1 million and now you got zip-to-doo-dah. And there's others that are going to, once they get it in the bank, it's in the bank, then they're going to go to their broker and say, now transfer it to silver and gold. Oh yeah, they got it. Well, that's probably a smart thing to do. Or into, your Australian or Canadian currency and so forth. But what if they have a worldwide revalue? And what if they declare martial law? Oops. Oops. and double loops. That's triple. I think it's 3. I lost track. Lost count. Something to think about. 7/7, July 7th. Oh, here we have another. Oh, Midwest states disaster warning. High alert, 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 alert. Red flag, etc., etc., etc. Is this another camping type prediction, but on the secular level? He's part of this. He knows he's a false prophet. He knows it and he likes it. He's part of the Luciferian agenda. Camping is. There's no question about that. And Mason's somewhere or another. You can stick his little butt in there. Can't miss him with the ears. I know that's kind of bad for me to say, but I'm starting to get ticked off. Forgive me. They want to keep you on edge. Keep you nervous. Keep you uncomfortable. Keep you in fear. God is on the throne. He is coming back. Jesus Christ is he already knows what's going to happen.
14th at the beautiful.
He may have had the Hegelian dialectic himself there. Who knows? He caused some believers, if I recall, to be immersed in tar and ignited as living torches to provide illumination for his orgies. Others were sewn up in animal skins, and it gets ugly. And yet it still holds that anyone who disobeys or rebels against the government is disobeying and rebelling against what God's ordained. Whoever resists lawful authority, if you read Romans 13:2, earns and deserves punishment. There's an exception. And I want to highlight, now that I've said this, I want to highlight an exception. A Christian is not required to obey if the government orders him to sin or to compromise his loyalty to Jesus Christ. Go to Acts 5:29. Don't trust me. Read that. Read Acts 5:29. Romans 13:2. No government has a right then to command a person's conscience. So there's going to be times when a believer must, by God, will incur the wrath of man. It's going to happen. I'll continue at the station break. He that soweth discord among the brethren. You wonder if he knew about the Zionists and the Jesuits in that one. He's got it all covered. He being God, God of the Bible, has it all covered. I'm going to open up the call lines as I continue. And the call lines are open.
And but I like last night I ran into a couple of people, and the people here in New York are a little upset because they, and rightfully so, because they passed this gay marriage stuff, And the one guy happened to be a pastor, and I was in the post office actually mailing something to CJ, and the guy started talking about it, and I started putting my 2 cents in. He says, "Well, I'm having a meeting at my house. You're more than welcome to come to I'd love to basically shut the whole thing down, because I guess I got him too worried."
They are